Hi guys, Beltane blessings to you all my lovelies, and welcome to the 1st of May. So the wheel has once more turned and we are going into the magic of, I don't know if you can see this too well, but we're going into the magic of Beltane. I'm trying to bring that in a little bit nearer so you can see. So this is my pagan witch's wheel that I have, which is like a calendar of all the sort of Sabbaths. It looks like a bit like a driving stick, doesn't it? A bit like a driving, not stick, that's the wrong word, wheel. Oh, not with it today. But this is the sort of the celebration, the turning of the witch's wheel once more into the energy of Beltane. Now, as a rule, I would be going down to Glastonbury or somewhere today, but I have actually got a day full of amazing, beautiful clients, which is amazing. That's lovely to have. So I'm not going to be able to sort of do my normal sort of little bits and pieces that I would get up to. But it's all good, it's all fine. It's how the universe wants it to be this year. I can't believe that we're in May time already. It just feels really crazy to me just how quick everything's kind of going on. Now, for those of you that perhaps aren't pagan or don't follow the calling of the old ways, Beltane is always one of those sort of very sort of exciting. All of the sort of Sabbaths are lovely to celebrate, but I think Beltane is always a little bit special. It's a little bit magical, and it is basically the honouring of new life, the honouring of fertility. It's when the goddess and the green man basically intertwined their energy and connected as one and brought new life into the world. So it's really kind of celebrating the energy of femininity as well as masculinity and just fertility, like I say, the energy of new life. So very often if you were to go down to Glastonbury or somewhere of that nature, you see people dressed up as the Green Man, you sometimes see people dancing around a maypole and all of this fabulous stuff, and it is just such a free-spirited time of year, you know, so I love it. And it's the halfway point between the sort of spring equinox and the sort of summer equinox, so we're sort of bang in the middle of that churning of seasons and of the Sabbath and the wheel. So just a really special time, guys. And it's interesting because it is quite sad in some ways how we aren't able to do things that we perhaps would normally do for it, because I know a lot of us this time of year would be going to kind of quite big rituals or gatherings, and maybe that isn't happening. But however you choose to celebrate the magic of Beltane, excuse me, if you choose to celebrate it, just enjoy it for what it is, because it's just an amazing time and the energy feels really alive at the moment. Okay, so as ever, I am coming on to do the guidance reading for May time. So, oh, excuse me guys, I'm swallowing the air down the wrong way today. So, things that we need to know about and what May has in store for us. So, opportunities, obstacles and lessons. And then we'll follow through with a blessings card by Lucy Cavendish. So let's just see what the energies have in store for us at this time. Okay. I think the problem is I've got an incense stick burning down the bottom. They're lovely, but sometimes, because I'm in my cellar, sometimes because it doesn't sort of have too far to go, it kind of gets down the back of your throat a little bit. I've got sort of Nag Champa on the go, which is one of my favourite incense to actually burn, but it's just a little bit empowering today. Okay. Oh, interesting. Interesting times to be had here. So I'm just channeling the energies. Oops. As best as possible. Seeing what we need to know about. Okay. It's really interesting cards coming in here. Right then, okay, so as we're going into our opportunities card, we're going into the King of Wands. King of Wands is a very practical card, so like we're celebrating the green man energy, like we're celebrating that masculinity, this is also a time period for you guys to sort of tap into your masculinity. The King of Wands has the power to achieve his world as he wants it to be and isn't prepared to compromise, is not prepared to tolerate for any secondary energy. But you might have to sort of step out of your comfort zone a little bit throughout May time. Okay, practical changes are going to be required here, but they're going to lead to something fabulous ultimately. So you've got the lion's heads at the top, and this is having the courage and the bravery to live life on your set of truths, you know, and your calling in your time and space, how you want your energy to be, stepping into your kind of place of power, of masculinity, but also authentic energy. So no more compromising, no more appeasing other people, doing what makes you happy, harming none, that's really important, but putting your best foot forward. And it's practical changes, knowing that things aren't just going to come to you because you want it to be there, having to actually put in some effort, put in some groundwork. Some hard work might be required, but it's worth the journey, it's worth taking the risk, you know, because ultimately you're going to come out victorious. So it could be for some of you that there might be new job opportunities, or perhaps changes around a business in a positive way. It could be for some of you that there are the starts of new friendships, relationships, or business working relationships as well. It could be for some of you that if you've been wanting to move or trying to sell a house, or changes in property, that's all coming in. Loads of great good stuff coming in for you. The lizard is all about the flow of abundance and prosperity. So just really, really great times to be had here. So a time to sit upon your throne, place the crown upon your head, rule your kingdom as you want to, and own your world. That's really what the king wants. And the wand is keeping you grounded, very humbled, not kind of, you know, egotistic or anything like that. Still being very humbled by the experiences that you go through, but knowing that you're good enough to receive them. So magic to be had here, guys. So really, really interesting, this card. Now, as we move forward, we're going into obstacles. Obstacles for May, there's going to be something we have to be careful of. We have to sort of be a little bit mindful for, because we're going into the Ten of Swords. Now, when the Ten of Swords shows in tarot, this is a bit of a warning card. Okay, I'm not sure if we've seen this one before too often. Basically, because we're going into obstacles, now if you think, this makes complete sense to me, because some of us are going to really tap into our place of power, our place of authentic energy, know our worth, it might cause a trigger process here. So it could be that there are some types of people, circumstance or situation around us that don't quite celebrate with us, that don't quite enjoy or like the fact that we're turning our hand to whatever it is we're perhaps doing. So you might find that you face a type of betrayal. It could be that there's a little bit of backstabby kind of energy that you might have to sort of go through. It could be that some of you have been a little bit burnt and a little bit hurt by circumstances and experiences, because the king is basically putting his best foot forward. Say if there are any people that are taking from you, if they're perhaps draining you in some way, those behaviours, those cycles are going to come to an end, and it's about catching it in time so that you don't become this person. It's really important to avoid this burnout, because sometimes with the Ten of Swords, it can indicate that if things don't change, you're running the risk of, you know, having a little bit of a burnout, or having something coming at a slight cost to you. So it might be that some of you reclaim your power, you pull back from a situation or a circumstance to keep things in control, so you put a boundary in place. But it could be here with this, with obstacles, maybe sometimes there might be some people that don't like the fact that basically you're owning your world, that you're taking accountability for what you need to do. So there could be some people that huff and puff, there could be some people or some situations that become a little bit negative or a little bit toxic, and the key trick here is to not feed into this. It's just sending it away with love, letting it go. So all of this water represents the emotions of life, and it's almost allowing all of that to just flow away. So, you know, let it go, let it leave you. Don't be triggered by any of this stuff, okay? And if somebody is threatened by you, or if they're envious of you in some way because you are actually bettering yourself and choosing to excel to the next vibration, it's a reflection of healing work or shadow work that they need to do. It doesn't have to sort of discourage anything in your world, okay? Because I've had it recently where someone got a little bit weird with me, basically because I've decided to do my work on Zoom and I'm successful on the Zoom platform. And at the end of the day, it's nobody else's business how I choose to conduct my work. If it works for me, if it sort of does what it needs to do for my business, that's it, isn't it? You know, it's not having to impact anybody else. But this person got a little bit offended, a little bit kind of frustrated basically the fact that I was doing okay in a pandemic time. But it's like, focus on your own business, focus on how you can better yourself rather than sort of clutching on outside influences. It's important to let go of that, okay? So there could be some craziness that you're up against here, and it's just being mindful of it, not feeding into it, so that, like it says, it can become something you maneuver around. Yes, it comes in as an obstacle, but it doesn't actually have to restrict you. You will find the way to sort of move around the obstacle, okay? Now, as we're going into card 3, we're going into lessons. What are the lessons for May time? Enjoy the solitary energy. We've got the 9 of Pentacles coming in here. Enjoy the solitary energy, but also celebrate and bask in the splendour, in the glory, and give yourself permission to celebrate how far you've come. So the money is flowing around you here. So it could be for some of you that you've had financial blockages or financial complications, and things are starting to mature, they're starting to amplify and get better. And it's about living life on your terms. Again, she's quite solitary in this card. She's not necessarily seeking the outside approval of anything or anybody else, but she's making sure that her world works on her terms. So this isn't just kind of monetary success, this is also emotional wealth, emotional value and emotional wealth. She's got the lovely house in the background, so it's almost like happy house, happy sort of person, happy world. It is kind of stripping everything back to basics and keeping it in a basic platform, in a basic time and space, but making everything work for you. And it's being able to receive the luxuries of life as well. So she's picking the grapes off the vine. She's not in a rush. She's not in a hurry. She's taking the time to process, to do what she needs to do, keeping life on her terms. Okay, and I think the lessons so far this year, but as well as maybe for May particularly, are in a lot of ways that we've had to sort of string things back to basics, and we've had to actually look at what, you know, the truth of everything really is. But nothing's damaged or broken. Everything's as she wants it to be. So her world is at peace, it's comfortable, and it's remembering that, you know, your world can be as easy or as complicated as you choose to make it. So she's just enjoying the sort of freedom that is sort of there at the moment, really. So I hope you can make sense of the tarot side of things. So basically, just to recap, opportunities, King of Wands, live your best life, do what makes you happy, success, flow of abundance, flow of prosperity, and not compromising, living your truth. It's your time to shine, guys. The obstacles, don't let any sort of snakes in the grass hold you back. Don't let any past traumas or blockages dictate your future, because that part is all done now. And don't sort of burn yourself into the ground for the expectations of others. And lessons, keep it real, keep it true. It might be that you have to step away from certain people to regain clarity and focus on what truly matters and how you want your world to be. But it's not a crime to be solitary if you need to be. Keeping everything, keeping life on your terms. She's in control of the experience. She's enjoying just basking in the garden, picking the grapes off the vine. She's happy, she's contented. That's coming in for you. Now, let's pick a little blessings card just to end this little magical reading. So this just gives a nice conclusion or overview of things we need to know. Right, bear with me, guys. I'm asking for the highest of good, what May time has in store in terms of blessings. Ah, I like this. This is really nice. Okay, it makes complete sense with the green man energy as well as the goddess. So, a blessing of the earth. I don't know if you can see that too well there. So, literally, she is just in the trees, relaxing, chilling, not taking anything for granted, just being very sort of humbled by everything at this time. And obviously, with May time, you know, the earth is coming alive with beautiful magic in terms of the flowers, the trees are pollinating, you know, as long as you don't suffer with hay fever, it's not too bad. And, you know, my trees, they're just looking beautiful at the moment. So a blessing of the earth. I just think this is about taking that time to connect, to stay grounded, to stay humble, to be very blessed to be alive. Even in a pandemic, which might feel really scary and overwhelming, we're still the lucky ones, you know, to be here to experience the breath of life and a new day. So this is keeping your world very simple, very easy to digest. Don't overcomplicate your world with May time, because a blessing of the earth is keeping things really simple. you know, just seeing the beauty in the smallest of things. So if you see sort of like, you know, a bee falling on a sort of plant, or you see a magpie in your garden, it's those sorts of things to just be humbled by and to just stop and acknowledge. And you know, those are the true magic energies of the earth, aren't they, really? You know, so fabulous. So I hope that this makes sense for you all, and I'll leave that there. Stay safe and well, have a fabulous May time, and I will catch up with some of you lovelies throughout, because I've got quite a few readings booked this month. If you would still like a reading with me, drop me a message and we can get you booked in on either Zoom or Facebook video chat platform. But yeah, just enjoy the magic, guys, for what it is. And if you're able to do a little Beltane blessing at some point today, go for it, do it, enjoy it. But, you know, just stay humbled. What I also have just noticed with this card, which I didn't see before, is all the beautiful faces within the trees. So the tree spirits are already alive at the moment with this earth magic. So hope that resonates. Stay safe and well. Catch you soon. Bye.